Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to today's live Q&A. I hope you guys can hear me. So this is a live video. I actually just got back from Bali from Indonesia, which was a fun trip we had out there with the team. And so now I'm back on my Saturday live schedule. It's actually 1:11 p.m. Eastern Time, which is a pretty good number. They say make a wish. 1:11 p.m. But in this video today, I'm going to be talking about how to build a successful Amazon FBA business. I'm going to be talking about some of what we've been doing at the team here, Team Ecom Freedom, in the past few months, what we're working on, what's going on in the e-commerce world, and also my plans for the future. I've got some pretty big plans, so I'm excited to talk about that as well. But I want to say hi to everybody who joined. Hey, what's going on, Fabricio? What's going on, Jason? What's going on, Diana? If you join, just say hi and say where you're from. I like to see where everybody's from. We have people, I have like 330 something thousand subscribers, 330,000 amazing people following me, which when I was starting out, it was much different. But now I'm actually back in Canada. I'm visiting family, so I'm just here for a bit, just probably for a few weeks or so. Yeah, it's important to obviously visit your family and stuff, but as entrepreneurs, we're always pushing it and we're always trying to hit the next level in our lives and in our businesses, which is normal. Diana's from Miami. Fabricius from California. So look, this is a Q&A. The first section of the live is going to be me just basically giving you my, let's just say, the honest truth of starting an Amazon business. Every single step. You guys know the steps. You guys have watched my videos, I'm sure. So we're not going to go too deep into like the obvious stuff, like, okay, you have to find a product and you have to find a supplier and all that. Everybody knows that. So I'm going to try to make this a big value bomb, and I'm going to try to really give you as much of the insider secrets as possible. On the team here, we're running several Amazon brands. We're investing in Amazon and Shopify brands in the Ecom Freedom VC. And we have a very big plan to start funding e-commerce businesses and also acquiring e-commerce businesses. So I'm super excited to be doing that. That's going to be my big project as well. So I've got a lot of stuff going on, building my own brands as well. But as you know, that takes time. So yeah, but that's what it is. One big thing when you're starting out, when you're a beginner entrepreneur, or even if you're not a beginner, but when you're just in the beginning stages of your journey, you should definitely focus on one thing. You should not be doing what I'm doing and doing a bunch of things at once, because it's going to be very easy to lose track of things, and it's going to be very easy to kind of like get confused, and then you're going to be going, the famous saying, I think it was Confucius, but it was probably butchered along the way in the past thousands of years. I think it was Confucius, maybe. Anyway, he said, you chase two rabbits, you catch none, which for most of you, if you haven't made your first $1 million yet online, yes, if you chase two rabbits, you'll catch none. That's the truth. But if you have, I believe that once you have a successful business, then you can hire a team to help you take your mind off of those things. For example, in e-commerce business, you can hire somebody to do customer service. You can hire somebody to do logistics and fulfillment and things like that. If you're doing Shopify, you can hire someone to run ads, right? So all of these things you can outsource, and then that allows you it frees up your time so you can focus on other things that you want to do. So, so if you join, go ahead and ask your question, and then don't worry if I don't get to it for like about 15 minutes or so, 10 minutes or so, because I'm going to be I'm going to be giving you like a step-by-step guide here to making 10K a month with Amazon FBA. Obviously I have my tea here in this Viking cup. So 10K a month on Amazon. First of all, is it realistic? Is it possible? Is Amazon a scam? I love these questions, man. It's been 4 years. It's been 4 years of me doing this, and I still get questions like this. Is Amazon FBA a scam? Is e-commerce a scam? It's like, if people are still asking this, and some people are, mostly the older crowd, you really have to reevaluate your whole life. I think, personally. You really have to start getting with the times and asking yourself if, were you living under a rock for the past, 2, 3, 4 years, right? Or at least a year. Ever since the pandemic, we've known e-commerce literally became mainstream in the pandemic. We can say that that's when it really took off, right? So where's the chat? I lost the chat here. There it is. All right, so, and I apologize, you guys can probably hear the noise of my MacBook, the fan. It's probably going, but there's not much I can do about that. But Is e-commerce, is Amazon FBA worth it? Yes. Amazon versus Shopify, another very common question that I get. If I was starting today, both opportunities are equal. I do think personally, it's a personal preference. It's a matter of personal preference. I prefer Amazon FBA for starting out simply because you don't have to learn Facebook ads. You don't have to learn how to do a lot of things that you would need to do on Shopify that you don't have to do on Amazon. So on Amazon, really the key is on finding a product, making sure it's branded well, making sure it's different than what's being sold, and making sure it's solving a problem that the other ones maybe aren't solving. So by looking at negative reviews and stuff and really building something valuable from that. So that's how you do that. That's why I would go with Amazon. With Shopify, you have to learn Facebook ads or even Google ads. There's a whole lot of other stuff that you have to learn if you're starting out. Does that mean that it's a bad business model? No. In reality, once you have a successful e-commerce brand, if you look at the life cycle of any e-commerce brand, eventually you want to be both on Amazon and Shopify, and eventually you are going to be both on Amazon and Shopify unless your product is for some reason restricted to be sold on Amazon. Amazon has a lot of their own rules. Amazon has a lot of their own restrictions on products and stuff. So if you're selling something on your Shopify store, Shopify, they also have some rules, but they're not as strict as Amazon. And even though Shopify has some rules, I actually disagree with the fact that Shopify can go and just, shut down stores, which they do sometimes. I think in like illegal activity, obviously. But, for example, on Amazon, if you try to sell like weed stuff, right, like paraphernalia, if you try to sell adult products and things, then, Amazon has certain rules for that. On Shopify, they're more lenient, so you can sell stuff that wouldn't be sold on Amazon, but Shopify still can shut you down. So anyway, don't be scared. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just trying to kind of compare the two. Both Shopify, both Amazon are good. It's just different ways of selling. Amazon, you're leveraging the hundreds of millions of people on Amazon that are there with their credit cards literally preloaded into their buying account, and they're just clicking add to cart, and buying stuff. Right now, more than ever in history, we have seen the most amount of e-commerce sales right now. Obviously, it's growing like crazy, especially with the massive stimulus checks that people have been getting all over the world, not just in America, but in Canada. And that's what's going on in the economy right now. Everybody's spending money, and that's not going to last forever, I don't think. But right now, everybody's spending money, and it's definitely a boom in the economy. So personally, I would start with Amazon, but out of the two, both are good. We've started some brands on Shopify. Some brands I would say, like if you were asking me, hey, Dan, which one should I do for this? I would say do Shopify. There's pros and cons, as I've discussed. So specifically Amazon, how do you get to 10K a month? So 10K a month, we're talking about sales. When you're at 10K a month, it's $120,000 a year in revenue. 10K a month in profit is different from 10K a month in sales, obviously. The typical profit margin on Amazon you'll find is going to be 30%. So let's say if you're making $10,000 a month in sales on Amazon, after all costs, FBA fees, and everything, if you did it right, if you actually made sure that your product has enough profit margin and all this, and this is where shameless plug, this is where actually taking a course to make sure that obviously you don't make these dumb mistakes and you actually know what you're doing, or you watch my videos, that's good enough in a lot of the cases. But what I was going to say was 30%. 30% is the margin. So 10K a month, that's about $3,000 a month profit, right? Now the thing is, when you start on Amazon, you can't expect to make, let's say if you make 10K a month in your first month selling on Amazon, right? Well, most people you'll find they're not making 10K a month in pure profit. They're making, like let's say in your first month of selling, you make 10K a month. Well, out of that 10K, how much of that is profit? If it's your first order, right? So let's say you order 250 units or 500 units. If it's your first order, then most likely we have a rule of thumb in e-commerce. On your first product order, you're lucky if you break even. Or actually, well, I would say you're lucky if you make a little bit of profit. Your aim is to break even on your first product order, and then basically if you break even, then that shows that, okay, there's potential, because obviously there's startup costs involved. When you launch a product on Amazon, you have 0 reviews, you're competing with established players who have hundreds of views, thousands of views, and that's not something to be scared of. That's just something to look at, and it's just something to kind of keep in mind, to understand, hey, if I'm not trying to make like $1 million today, that's unrealistic. If you want that, then you're most likely part of the Bitcoin crowd who want to make $1 million today, and I think Bitcoin's going to go up to $1 million, but it's a different story, different thing, right? It's just a difference in demographic. I was going to say for Amazon, So on your first order, basically you want to break even, make a little bit of profit. So if you make 10K, 15, 20K, you basically ideally want to put everything back into your business for the first 3 to 6 months. All the money that you make on Amazon, you want to put back into your business for the first 6 months. Reason being is that then you really build yourself a solid base. You're going to have good reviews. You're going to have a product that, is already autonomously selling. Dan, I love you. I love you too, Kevin. Thank you so much. You got some amazing people on the stream today. But so that is the truth about revenue versus profit. To make 10K a month in profit on Amazon, what that looks like is it's just simple math. $10,000 divided by 0.3 or 0.30, and that basically you reverse the percentage, and then you get about 30,000 or so, 32,000. So to make 10K a month, I'm just going to pull up the calculator, right? So 10,000 divided by 0.3, $33,333. Yeah. So that's how much in sales you have to make, but you can't expect to make that in your first month. You can expect to make that profit once your listing is optimized, you've got reviews and all this kind of stuff 3, 4, 5 months down the road, but not at the very beginning. We've got some guy posting Jesus stuff. This is not a church. I think you found the wrong channel. We're talking about Amazon FBA and e-commerce. So what I was going to say was, man, when I go live, it's just funny sometimes. A lot of the people that come on, various subjects. That's how people spend their Saturday. Some people spend it preaching Jesus on the live chat. So so step one, Amazon FBA, step one is to go out and I would say even before finding a product is to internalize the mindset, that 80% of success is mindset and 20% is actually pursuing the business idea that's going to make you the money. So that is how that works. And a lot of people think, I don't give a shit about the mindset. Just give me the business idea, give me the money, give me the product idea, let's go. And then the mindset, I'll just figure it out. The problem with that approach is that success is never long-term that way. And you'll find that your success will be very short-lived. You might make money, but because of your own mental issues, your own fears that you have, and your own, not like illnesses, I'm saying just things, obstacles in your mind, you're going to find that you are sabotaging your success. And so a good way to internalize the mindset, I would say, is to, obviously we teach the entire mindset of it in Ecom Freedom, which you can find down below. That's my program. It's the #1 most reputable Amazon program. You can go look us up, Ecom Freedom, on Google. Trustpilot score. We have a great Trustpilot score from real reviews, over 250 reviews, so you can read those as well. And then there's a free trial for that, 7-day free trial, so you can check it out. And then you get unlimited mentorship in there and all that stuff you can find on the sales page. The price will be going up to $2K, by the way, very shortly as soon as we do some stuff. We're working on our course platform, which we've released and all that. But anyway, that's besides the point. So in there, we have an entire mindset module. Also on my YouTube channel, I highly, highly recommend watching my How to Make Your First Million YouTube series, which is a free YouTube series I made. There's only about 11 episodes, but they're each about 45 minutes to an hour. I will add more, although it's more of a side thing for me. I don't make any money from it. And so I do it just out of, if I'm traveling somewhere and I find a nice spot to record, I'll do it. So next time, maybe I'll do it in a tropical place. I was going to do it in Bali, but Bali, we had to actually leave because Bali got very, very bad with the pandemic and stuff. And so we had to leave ASAP because they were imposing a lot of restrictions and we just had to go. So I was going to do it there, but that's fine. I'm going to do it in a different place. So I highly recommend watching that. That's going to really give you that mindset. You can find it on my channel. Just go in the playlist. It's called How to Make Your First Million. It's absolutely free. I'm not selling anything in it. You can just go and take a look. Someone's always got to be selling something, right? So I'm not. The only thing that I am selling on this channel is the course. That's pretty obvious because it's the best. We have had literally the top results in the industry, the best mentors. We built up the best team. We run our own brands that do 7 figures. So anyway, it speaks for itself. But the mindset. Okay, once you've got the mindset, then you got to find the product. So in terms of finding the product, there's 2 approaches. I made a live on this actually probably like 2 months ago or a month ago, where I talked about the 2 different approaches. The first approach is to follow the product research techniques. So there's certain techniques that you can do. And by the way, I can just sum up all the product research techniques in one sentence. And the one sentence is literally spending time on Amazon, on listings, going through Amazon, spending hours and hours and hours every night, Just doing that for weeks, and you'll find a product. And you need to make sure you have Jungle Scout. The cheapest price you'll find Jungle Scout for is in the link down below as well, because we're partnered up with them. So for Jungle Scout, why do you need it? Obviously, it shows you all the data. It shows you how much products are making. You can't do this without a tool like Jungle Scout. There's others out there. There's like Helium 10, and I don't really know any other ones, but Jungle Scout is vastly superior in my opinion. You might disagree, but me and my entire team uses Jungle Scout. So the only problem with Jungle Scout is sometimes it loads slowly. If that's the case, you can just write to their support, because sometimes it's client-sided. And then also you can just go to the settings and enable lightning, or it's like slow connection mode or lightning speed mode or something. So that usually fixes it. But so with the product research techniques, literally spending time on Amazon, and there's certain ways of doing it, which I show on my YouTube channel. I have tons of videos on this. You can also learn this in the Ecom Freedom course, which there's a free trial for, 7 days, 0 risk. You can check it out down below. If you don't like it, we don't take your money. That's how it works. So there's that. Then there's the second option, which is kind of like, okay, maybe you've been thinking about a product, or you have some kind of life experience. Maybe you love fishing. Maybe you have been fishing every single week for the past 3 months, and when you're out there fishing on the lake, you're like, wow, I wish I had this. I wish I had this type of bait. I wish I had this type of thing on my fishing rod, some attachment for a fishing rod, right? Maybe you come up with something. And so I find that those product ideas, I actually exclusively only focus on developing product ideas that come with that method now, instead of product ideas that just come through product research. Because, product research is something you do as a beginner to find your first product idea for your first successful brand. But once you've got a successful brand going and you have some e-commerce experience, ideas just come to you like lightning. Just based off your own, because you're very observant. For the past 4 years, every time I travel, every time I do anything, I always look at things. I always pay attention to when I'm flying, and pay attention to, when I'm visiting certain places, look at people, what they're wearing, what they're using. So that will give you a lot of product ideas in and of itself. So, and obviously there's certain criteria for it. I call it the Ecom Freedom criteria. So I talk about this in the 2-hour tutorial or 5-hour tutorial that I have on Amazon. I think it's becoming one of the most viewed Amazon videos in the world, which it should be, because we literally, we put in so much into that. But so, in terms of finding a product, a lot of people get stuck in analysis paralysis. Don't get stuck in analysis paralysis. You don't need to, because you have to understand, most people, they drag out their journey. It takes them like 6 months to launch a product, and that's just stupid. Just, if you find a product, don't be reckless. Obviously, if you join Ecom Freedom, you do have access to us. You have access to the mentors. You can ask us if the product is good, which is very valuable in and of itself, or else you're on this journey alone, which, whether you can do that or not, that's obviously up to you. Your chances are higher being in Ecom Freedom, being one of our happy students. Like, we have we have a great, officially it's great. I think it's a 4.1 out of 5, which is considered great on Trustpilot. So you can check that out. That's the reviews. But in terms of finding a product, just don't sell something generic. Don't sell something you can find at the dollar store, and just brand it well and be original. Okay. So the next thing is the supplier. For a supplier, you'll typically go to Alibaba, or you will go on Google and you will type in private label and then the product, and then typically you can find a supplier in the States that way, or in another place like Korea, for example. For example, for matcha and for green tea, apparently the best place to source matcha is South Korea, right? So in that case, you would source it from South Korea. You could probably find that in China too, but you have to be logical, and you have to think about, okay, where's the best place to get certain products from? So that's that. In terms of developing a good supplier relationship, what you're trying to do here is you're trying to find a supplier who will send you a sample. You verify the sample. It's good. By the way, always get 3 samples from 3 different suppliers, and always talk to multiple suppliers. Never talk to only just one, because if you talk to only just one, you're going to obsess over that supplier, and if they screw you up, then you are going to be left in the dark, in the dust. So talk to multiple suppliers, and then just remember that they're humans too, and remember that they're trying to make money too, and if you squeeze them, they're going to squeeze you. They're going to screw you. So really, it's that simple. You get the sample. Sample is good, whichever one out of them you choose, that one, go with the supplier, negotiate a price. Don't try to negotiate too hard, because they will screw you again. They'll send you bad quality product, or they'll find a way. And then and if you get through that, by the way, best way to talk to suppliers is through, so like WhatsApp is my preferred method. However, I found issues with WhatsApp, especially recently, because apparently the great Chinese firewall blocks WhatsApp, and they have to use the VPN. So you kind of, like, WeChat is the way, but WeChat, it's very annoying to sign up, because you need you need someone from China, from mainland China, who's a verified account. And who verifies these accounts? I don't know, the Chinese government. But you need someone who is a verified WeChat user to actually scan the barcode. And so you can typically have your supplier do that, and they'll do it for you. And then you'll have a verified WeChat account. You can talk to them, and you can install the app on your computer as well. Let me just see if I'm still live, because sometimes I lose track here. Yeah, I'm reading comments, guys. I'm reading comments. Everybody, relax. Someone's spamming. Money won't get you into heaven. Man, that's hilarious. Let me just block this guy. There's a guy on my on my stream who's like saying money is evil or something. Guys, yeah, I read the comments. I'm just going through the topic of this live, which is how to build an Amazon business. If you want me to, I can just answer questions. That's okay too. You guys want me to answer questions, or I'll answer questions after. I'm almost done here. You guys relax. It's all good. Net worth, someone asked, millions. We'll be billion eventually, especially with the new thing I'm doing. But that's not the goal, man. Like money, you think a billion's gonna make my life better? It won't. You know, once you make a certain amount of money, you have a million or a few million, your life is great. You know, that extra billion is not gonna change your life. It's only gonna add stress. Really, for me, it's about the game. It's about the love for the game, you know? Just, I enjoy it so much. I love entrepreneurship. All right, so let's keep continuing. So basically, we were at supplier. What's the next step? Okay, got to build your brand. So you got to find someone who can make you a logo, who can make you a box design. So for that, let's be real. Most of us suck at graphic design. So for that, you can just go and hire someone on Upwork. Make sure that they have make sure they have at least 10,000 hours of verified billable hour or billed hours. Make sure that there's like a way of filtering it, and I show how to do all this stuff in my 5-hour tutorial on my YouTube channel, and way more in depth in the Ecom Freedom program. The free trial for that is down below, of course. So, so for the logo box design, you shouldn't pay more than like $250 to get both of those if you're starting out. In terms of the starting budget for Amazon, honestly, $2,000, $3,000 is enough, you know, for your first order. If you take your second order into consideration, obviously that jumps up to 5, 6, but you don't have to have that money up front. What matters is the willpower. So if you have the willpower to go out and build this, then you'll find a way to get the money. There are loans abound. There's plenty of money out there. You can go to the bank and get a business loan. You can go and open a line of credit. Interest rates have never been lower. You can go and you can put it on a credit card if you're responsible with credit. You can go and borrow money from someone, from family, or from somebody else. This is all up to you. I'm not telling you, I'm not a financial advisor, blah, 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 disclaimer, but it's not that hard to get money, okay? So you start off with your job that you have, part-time job, whatever it is, and then you make the money from that, and you just go and do it. And don't worry about the fact that you might not have enough money for the second order. Just remember that how to succeed really is by just taking action, and figuring out along the way. It's really that simple. Now, once you place your product order, and you're trying to place, 250, 500 units, 1,000 units. Here's the dilemma with Amazon. You want to find that sweet spot. You don't want to place an order of too many units, or else, if the product fails, well, obviously then you're left with 1,000 units in stock, and you have to get rid of them, dispose of them, which is annoying, and you lose all that money. And you might not, by the way, you might just slowly sell out. We've had many products where we've slowly just sold out of the product online. We tried, it didn't work, and that's just how it was. You also don't want to place an order that's too small. So you don't want to place an order that's only 250 units or 300 units. In some cases, it's fine if it's a more expensive product. If it's a product that you can sell for like $30, $40, $50, and there's enough of a margin there. But if you place a product order that's too small, what's going to happen is that as soon as you actually launch, and as soon as you start getting traction, you're going to basically lose all that momentum you've built up. You're going to run out of stock, and then your ranking will tank. On Amazon, what's really important is the BSR rank, the bestseller rank. And basically, when you're launching, all you're doing is you're improving your BSR to the point where your product is on page 1 for your main keywords. So if you're selling barbecue gloves, the main keywords are BBQ gloves. I'm not super original, so that's always the example I come up with, but you want to rank for that, right? And of course, by ranking for that, you're also ranking for the longer tail keywords, which would be, 2-pack of barbecue gloves, or a pair of barbecue gloves, orange barbecue gloves if they're orange, things like that, right? So product launch. Now in the course, in Ecom Freedom, we have an entire module on this, where we go over it's a combination of Facebook ads and ManyChat. Amazon's always changing. Like the best way to launch is always changing. Honestly, I'll just be honest with you guys. I hate ManyChat. I had to show a launch method in the course that works. That's like kind of foolproof, but for the amount of work personally, and if somebody asks me, hey, what should I do? Honestly, if you have a good enough product, just PPC launch it, and you'll spend about $500 on PPC. But if it's a good enough product and it's a good offer and people want it, you're going to get on page 1 and it's going to sell. One of our team members, Jeff, he actually just launched the product. He just launched the product and I think it hit $1,000 a day just from a PPC launch, right? And he actually has several products exactly like that. It's like the same idea but different variations of it. And so he just hit $1,000 a day. Just from a PPC launch. So I would say just do PPC launch. Also, if you are selling in the States, it would be nice to have some friends, in the States. If you know anybody who can leave you some reviews, that's always good. Verified reviews. Have them buy the product and just reimburse them, and then on PayPal or some other way, and then they can leave you a review. Right? So it's pretty simple. Amazon used to be really, 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 really strict, and they still are strict. But if you run PPC and you're getting organic sales, you can mix in a few reviews that you get from people that you know, or else how are you going to get your first reviews? It's just going to be a much longer process. And you can ask your friends, hey, leave us an honest review. You don't have to tell them, hey, leave me a positive review or else, right? You can be like, hey, check out my product, buy it. I'll reimburse you, and, just leave me an honest review. Just no big deal. So there's that. And then, at that point, you have a product. This product could fully be making 10K a month in sales. And then then you reorder. So your second product order, your third product order, at that point, it's going to be pretty easy. Your profit's going to go up. Your cost is going to go down because the more units you order, the less amount of money you have to pay for each unit. The number one big problem with e-commerce that everybody experiences is cash flow. So it's important to understand that if you're making 50K a month on paper, it doesn't mean you can take out 50K a month for your own personal life and for Ferraris and Lamborghinis and whatever else that you want. Like one of our team members, Jeff, he literally has been reinvesting every single penny that he's made off Amazon, back into his business for the past 2 years. And he's 22. I interviewed him on my channel. He's our head of Amazon. So he's our head mentor in that course in Ecom Freedom, which you can get the link for down below. It's a 7-day free trial. He's the guy that actually just launched that product doing $1,000 a day. So yeah, it's really that simple, and then really to get that 10K a month in profit where you are able to actually have that money support your lifestyle, and you can actually start using it to buy stuff and move to a better place. Obviously then you'd have to start increasing your sales. So the more revenue you make, the easier it is to pull out more money from your Amazon business. So all right, guys, now it's time to answer some questions. Answer some questions. All right, let's see. Do I believe in the law of attraction? Yes, I do. How can you not believe in the law of attraction? Hi, Dan. I'm a 14-year-old boy. I can't do Amazon. Yeah, you can't do Amazon. You need to have permission from you need to basically be 18 years old. Of course, you can go and try to open an account under your mom, under your dad or something. You can do that, but that's between you and them. I wouldn't be involved in business if I was 14. I would start a newspaper route or something. Maybe become a TikTok star. I don't know. Just wait until you're 18 because this is a business, right? And at 14, you're not legally able to sign a contract even. So, like a contract with your supplier, for example. You don't need a contract, but you know what I mean. Everyone's saying how big I am. Yeah, now I'm on my cut now, so it's going well. I spent the last year, really putting on weight because the gyms were closed last year. It's really annoying. So, now we're in a good spot. Really happy. I hit a 3.5 plate squat, 4.5 plate deadlift. all these things that I've always wanted to hit for a while. So again, it's funny because the gym gave me all the discipline and confidence I needed to pursue success in financial success. All right, guys, questions. This is the question time. So if you want me to answer your question, go ahead and ask the question here in the chat, and I will answer. I seem legit, but do I actually believe in the law of attraction? So about the legit thing, right? I understand why people might not think that I'm not legit or people are not legit. You have to understand that I'm not a one-man team. We have 15 people on the team. We have 7 of us that a lot of them have learned from me, by the way, in the past few years. They were early students and they're now doing 6-7 figures. I myself I own brands. I myself own 6 or 7, and I'm starting my own ones too. Like I'm in the process because I don't do typical private labeling anymore. I work with product engineers to develop something from scratch, and so that's all part of the game. But I just don't see how anything here could not be legit. I don't see how anything here could be a scam. We literally have a public Trustpilot review score of a 4.1, which, by the way, none of that was paid. You can't fake a Trustpilot score. So if our courses were bad or whatever, a scam or whatever, we wouldn't be in business. There's no Black Friday coupon code. Probably because it's not Black Friday. You can wait until next Black Friday. It's probably going to be November, but that's also going to be 2K at that point. Thoughts on fake spot? I'm not sure what that is. I am from India. Can I sell in the USA? Yes, you can. Good afternoon from Florida, from Lakeland. Good afternoon, good afternoon. What would be a good niche to get into? You have to stop thinking about niches. Every niche is good to get into. You just have to really take a proper course and learn all the steps, or watch my 5-hour video for free on YouTube. And you'll see why the niche mentality is the wrong mentality. The best mentor in the e-com world. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Hey Dan, how do you spend a long time doing Jungle Scout research, or go through a long time? Well, you just sit there and you do it. It's that simple. Can I start FBA with $500? No, it's too little. But you can do Shopify. You can do Shopify with that amount of money. How do you handle the very first 5 or 10 orders when you're buying from AliExpress? Should I manually buy them one by one until I've confirmed I'm ready to make a bulk order? Yes. And honestly, you can just use Oberlo. It's funny because I used to talk a lot of smack about Oberlo. That was when suppliers on Alibaba were more willing to do dropshipping relationships, and now with the vast amount of people that have tried to get into e-commerce, obviously suppliers on Alibaba, they don't want to do dropshipping anymore. So it's fine to use Oberlo, but you always need to get to the point where you're making bulk orders so that you can get a logo, so that you can get fast shipping for your product. Do I use Jungle Scout, Viral Scout, or Helium 10? I use Jungle Scout. I've always used Jungle Scout. How long does it take to become profitable on Amazon? It's different for everybody, but 3 months is a good benchmark. Fake Spot is a website that scans product reviews to tell you how many of them are fake robot reviews. Sure, I mean, that's fine, but if you only get... I never said to get fake reviews, right? I said for launching your product, recommending your product to a few friends in the country you're selling in the United States, and having them purchase, 1, 2, or 3, and then leaving an honest review. I don't see how that review is fake in any way. The minimum amount that you should have for Amazon, I would say the minimum should be $1,500. The absolute minimum. Like, readily available. Will I do a live Q&A on Shopify brand and dropshipping? Yes, next Saturday. Next Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern. So you can stay tuned. I'm going to start between 1 and 1:15. Which course is best for beginners? Ecom Freedom, down below. Free trial. Price going up to $2K. Can I run Google Ads to my Amazon affiliate? We're talking about e-commerce. It's an irrelevant question. Best app to find winning products? Jungle Scout. What's my max bench? 300. 300 pounds, not kilos. Greetings from Poland. Greetings. How much money do I need to start selling on Amazon? I've answered this like 5 times in this call. By the way, if you guys are looking to partner up with the best people in the e-commerce world, with myself and my team, people who are actively running brands and growing brands and investing in brands, and you want between $1 and $10,000 US to help you with your product inventory, go ahead and apply. www.ecomfreedom.com/VC. The link is down below as well. Just scroll past the course links. I'm 25 years old, I think. Yeah, 25. Man, I remember like yesterday I was 23 and 22. Law of attraction, yes or no? Yes. 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 How many times can I apply in VC? If you've applied 10 times and you haven't heard, then you're denied. It's pretty obvious. So most people, they put in, you have to have a brand idea, you have to have a product idea. Most people, they apply with no brand idea, no product idea. They just say, yo, give me money, and we're not going to give you money in that case, obviously. Is UGC better for Facebook ads? Yes. User-generated content is really good for Shopify. When will you be reaching out to those who applied in the VC? I think it's incredible what you're doing. So we reach out on a person-by-person basis, depending on who we're interested in. We already have 6 brands that we're working with in the VC, and some of them just arrived in the Amazon warehouse, which is great. By the way, it's both for Shopify and Amazon. So, price range to buy. What pre-workout do you take, Dan? I don't take pre-workout. And if I do, it's going to be Amino Energy, something chill. Amino Energy by Optimum Nutrition. Their pre-workout is good too, but not like, I don't like the feeling of, methamphetamine in the gym. I just don't like being like all hyped up and stuff. I like energy, but I don't like where you have to like scratch yourself and stuff, right? So. Hey Dan, as someone who's about to turn 18, what are the best lifestyle changes to set oneself up for a good future? Love the content. I would say the best lifestyle change is to pay attention to your 5 closest people you hang out with the most, because they'll either make you or break you. And if you don't have any positive people that are actually going somewhere in their life, just cut them off. You don't have to be like, F you, I don't want to hang out with you. You just don't really slowly ease off of them. And I would say read books. I have book lists all over my channel that you can check out. Could you please explain how to ship products to Amazon warehouse? I covered that in my 5-hour Amazon tutorial, as well as in the Ecom Freedom course. How does it feel to be a millionaire? Freedom. That's what it feels like. How many hours a day do you work? It depends. I just go with the flow. I'm not the kind of guy who does like 12 hours a day, and then I don't have like some set schedule. I have a typical daily routine, but I don't obsess over hours worked. I obsess over output, over results. Like if I'm actually, what I'm doing, doesn't matter if it's 1 hour or 12 hours, if it's actually moving the needle or not. All right, guys. Well, that's pretty much it for this live Q&A. We're going to do another one next Saturday. You can follow me on Instagram at Dan send me a DM as well. Got exciting things coming up. E-commerce, never been better to start today. And if you think otherwise, then you got to check yourself, because it's really a fact. E-commerce is the best business to go for today. Anyone who tells you otherwise is lying to you. And I know that because I've been in this industry for 4 years, and I have the credibility, and I've been living and breathing this every single day. So, thank you so much, guys. I really appreciate being on the call today. Stay good, be great. Life is good, and just think positively, because everything will come into your life if you follow the steps and if you learn from the best. And you can learn from the best at Ecom Freedom. The link is down below. There you go. That's my shameless plug. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys next week.